All right, folks, we are on, I don't know what day this is on the farm, but I have appointed 3 admins. So for those of you that are jumping onto the server and haven't been on yet, and then you're like, hey, who are these people that are telling me what to do? Fred, Summer, and Kyle are the admins for this server now, because I am, pretty busy with work during this season. And so I just wanted to let you guys know that, it really helps to have people here that have administrative rights if I can't be, because a lot of times, let's see here. Some are saying we can try a different map. Yeah, we definitely will maybe move our server to a different map at some point. But yeah, once the 1-year challenge is over, we'll be looking at doing that. Aaron and I are seeding potatoes right now on field 11. I'll give you a tour once we're done doing this. There's a lot going on here. We've added cows, sheep, so it's not just about the silage and the scooping anymore. But we're still going to continue to do that. We need to have that kind of stuff going on also, because that makes a lot of money for us. But we're getting into potatoes. We're getting into wheat, barley, corn, and all of those things we can do either I'm making it so that we can either have silage, or we can use, you save the crops too, because as we get a lot of silage, sometimes we have too much going on, but having a lot of silage will help while the farm grows. Really, we have a lot of specific equipment, and I'm going to go over it with you here in a couple of minutes once we're done seeding this field. We're discussing what to do next. We'll probably run this farm for a month or 2 more. I think we've finished the challenge with no mods. We've been very successful, made a ton of money, and really, it's because of all of you guys that have logged on. And I feel like my microphone is real quiet for some reason. There we go. That's better. Sorry, folks. I've been talking in another room. Now I'm close up and it can be very personal. Big fat guy. Anyway, so Summer is talking about possibly, moving to a different map for the server. Now that would require a download from everybody. I have to redo my website. I got hacked. Well, it's a long story short, I kind of hacked myself today. And I erased all of my websites. Now, my friend who hosts my stuff for free, where's Aaron going? Is he empty? Well, anyway, my friend hosts my site for free, so I feel bad asking him to recover like 5 different websites. And I didn't have that much on there anyway, just aside from the welcome and a couple pictures and information. So I'm going to revamp my WordPress site. I'll do a new installation and use whatever filters there, and we'll put a site up here. And it's going to be I was trying to inspector mod. What is that? Inspector mod. Anyway, where was I? I'm completely lost now. my train of thought has totally, completely derailed. Where were we? We were talking about mods. We were talking about mod maps. So anyway, the challenge was to be able to make a farm successful on hard mode with no mods. And I think we've completely, totally done that. We've bought, literally millions of dollars worth of equipment. I'm just going to page through here so you guys can see all the stuff that we have. There's tractors everywhere, fertilizers. Just, pairs of stuff everywhere. We have hundreds of cows, hundreds of sheep, hundreds of chickens. I think we can call this one a success. But it's also only been going for 2 weeks, so I kind of feel bad if I pull the plug on this one right now. So we probably will run this farm for a little bit longer. But, like I've told you guys before, I'm kind of sick of Westbridge. Westbridge was the farm that I started on a year ago. It's appropriate that we came here to finish the first year and, do a review or challenge, if you will. And it's really, I think, jump-started the server. Now, things that I'm planning in the future. First of all, we definitely need TeamSpeak. I mean, that's one thing that's going to have to come here shortly. I've had a couple different guys offer, but really I want somebody that's, when somebody comes in here and they've been on for one day and they're like, hey, we can use my TeamSpeak server, that's cool. But then if the guy doesn't show up again, then we're back at square one. So, I want to have a TeamSpeak server that is going to be reliable. Now, I have a computer that is the farm sim that I can use also as a TeamSpeak server, but I'm finding that the setup of the TeamSpeak server is a little bit difficult, and figuring out the address and everything and how to give the information out. So one of the things that I'd like to do, and here's the overall picture. I can't do it right now because I am so busy with work. I've been working every day for at least 12 hours. Had some very stressful days recently, and I'm just burned out. But I don't have time to play around and set up TeamSpeak and get a website set up and all that stuff. So I'm thinking probably come the end of October, so in a month or two, about 2 months, because we're at the end of August right now. So I'm going to say about 2 months, I'm going to try to get the TeamSpeak server up and also integrate the website so that you can see the TeamSpeak server and see who's on, and then also we'll be able to communicate using regular old chat. Before that happens, now that we do have some pretty regular players on, I'm thinking that we need to, we will get off of this map and move. Most likely it's going to be Two Rivers, but I'm going to talk to my admins and see which ones they like the best. I feel like Two Rivers is kind of like the most flushed out map that I've played on. In fact, it seems more flushed out than the maps that come with the game. And, originally I didn't like the map for that idea because the amazing graphics made it a little bit difficult to run on older computers. They've since really optimized the game and also optimized that map, and I no longer have the frame rate issues that I was having with that map. I think they fixed the problem. So that is it's very high on my server list for a candidate for a new map, and probably a map that we'll stick with for quite some time. I don't really want to be changing maps on the server every couple of weeks. I'd like to make it so that people don't have to download mods all the time. So you'd have to download a couple mods. The first would probably be the conveyor belt mod, obviously the map itself, and then the animation map trigger, and then there's also some additional crops. I believe Two Rivers has sorghum and poppy and some other types of crops that you grow. So you would have to, or tulips, there's like different crops that you can harvest. So we would have to plan for that and probably download a couple of the mods, but the website will have those mods in a pack for people that are going to be joining the server. So you'd have to download the mods and put them in your mod folder and be happy with that. So that's probably, I'm thinking, where we're going to head in the near future with this. And I thank you all, everybody who's joined. Really, the reason why we've been successful so far in this farm, growing so quickly, like once again, less than 2 weeks, we've turned it into we've spent millions of dollars, but we've made multi-millions of dollars. And the reason that is because of guys like here, as you can see here, Aaron, working hard, helping me to plant this field, and then Summer's over, shoveling. We've got people that are working, 24/7 almost on this farm, doing just tons of work. So that's why it's been successful. It's not because I've done anything right. It's just that I've had a lot of nice, good working people helping us get this farm together. So it's flying high. So there's the challenge. We did it, but like I said, I'm not pulling the plug on this farm yet. We're going to run this for a while longer, but I would like to get the mod farm going now, especially that we found out that you cannot you do PS4 or Xbox or anything like that, those guys are not able to log into our server. So it really doesn't. There's really nothing preventing us from switching back to a farm that has some mods. Like I said, I'm not going to go crazy, but I'd like to have a couple mod, pieces of equipment that we can use to make it a little more exciting. And then also just because like stuff like doing the silage with the conveyor belt is a lot more practical than doing it with all the equipment that we're using right now, because it's just a slow process. So anyway, guys, that is what's going on. I will take you for a little tour here once we're done seeding this field, and we'll be good. Aaron's taken off for the night. I'm almost finished here. He really did a great job. It takes a long time and a lot of patience to seed those fields with potatoes. So he was a big help to me. So anyway, I'm just giving you a shout out there, Aaron. Have a good night, sir. Thank you for playing. And I will see you again in a day or two, hopefully. All right, guys. So I'm almost done seeding field number 11. Thanks to Aaron. We did that, obviously, the tandem runs. And we got this whole stinking field planted. So, say good night. Night. I gotta go to bed soon too myself, but we're gonna do a tour here in a couple minutes. So, there's a lot going on at the farm, like I said. We've been talking about where we're going with this and what's gonna happen with the server as far as mods go and stuff. And I definitely will want to use a different map. Let's see here. Hold on, guys. All right, so here we are. We're going to do a quick tour of the farm. Obviously, we got some silage going on, as always. We have the Krona Big X, Krona, and our collection trailers. They need to be cleaned. And then we also have a Dutzfar down here to pull the tractor. So if you're doing a field or whatever, one of you guys can run the tractor and the other person will run the crone, and the guy running the tractor will bring the empty trailers back to the crone operator and back and forth. So one guy will be dropping stuff off, the other guy will be running the tractor and collecting. Over here we have our gas. Hang on a second. And then we have over here, I think you guys pretty much have seen all of this. Holy cow, it's a huge farm. She's talking about Montana grain. So we have the front loader, and we have two of these, scoopers. You guys have seen them in the past videos, so you know that they're there. Also, over back here is where we keep this pair of cultivator / fertilizers. Now, tonight I use the regular fertilizer just for speed's sake, but we normally are going to be using these. Here's how the field layout goes. 19-20 are grass. 14 and 21 are corn. 15, 16, I'm sorry, 15 should be wheat. Yeah, 15, 16, 18, oh, and 17. I didn't know we bought that one, but somebody must have picked that up, so that's cool. Those are going to be all wheat and barley. And then 11 is potatoes. That's the layout. Over here we have the cow farm. You can see we have all of our baling equipment parked here on the hillside, along with the mowing equipment to make hay. Once again, 19 and 20 are all grass now, so you can just mow over there and then use this stuff to collect it up and make bales. Obviously, we have a lot of everything. People have been really working hard. Look at all those hay bales. I think at this point, guys, just for the next maybe week or so, we can just chaff. Though we have a lot of silage too, so we're not hurting for any of this stuff. And okay, hold on a second. Summer's saying goodnight. So you might ask why on earth we have 3 comforts. Obviously, the 2. Let's see. Well, she's going to email me the mods. I have to respond. You 2. I always say night-night. Hope she left. So we have this guy is the actual. This comfort is actually being used for what it's supposed to be used for, and that is to feed the cows. So that's why that's down here. And obviously we have these telehandlers to load it in. You guys know what you're doing, I think, for the most part. We also have our grouping of what I would say spare tractors. Though these are the guys that you can use for this lawn mowing and collecting equipment, including one of our largest tractors, which is the Puma. Right? Is that a Puma? I've got two Pumas. One's 200. No, Magnum. There we go. It's like a 435 horsepower tractor. That should be plenty to do anything that we need to do on the farm. And so let's run up to the main farm so you can see what's going on there. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I featured this in a video or not, but we'll run over... Well, I gotta go this way anyway, so we'll stop at the main farm first. Yes, these are all wheat and barley. Look at those fields. That's what she was talking about. Look how cool that looks. That's crazy. All that wheat. Grains of wheat. And I went the wrong way. Oops. Still, it looks awesome. We have quite the haul going on here with all this stuff. So over at the sheep farm, we're going to need to get another tractor. So if somebody wants to pick one of those out, or I will, it doesn't matter. Make sure you save enough money for a harvester, though. But we need... I would say one of the larger New Hollands would do, either the one that has the treads or the one that has the regular wheels, to pull this giant monstrosity. I mean, I guess you could do it with the little New Holland. It's got enough horsepower, but it's going to be a struggle for sure. This is a really big trailer. We have the TRV test and the mower. This is all to feed the sheep. We've got the trailer to haul, and then the tractor with the arms to, you know, shunt that stuff around. So that's our sheep farm. Got our potatoes growing already. Gonna race over to the main farm here. And I have no idea where we are on our stock pile of wheat and grain. Also, I don't think we probably have anything in the silos yet. Here's where we're parking the potato seeders or the drillers, because obviously I can't really fit them anywhere, and because of their awkward shape, it's probably better just to leave them outside. So it's hard to get them in and out of the barn. We have another Dutzfar down here with a set of trailers. This is to collect grain or anything that you need to use. Obviously, if you guys are on here and there's a harvest going on and people are moving fast and it needs to unload faster than you can unload, you can grab the other Dutzfar from down at the biogas plant and bring that up with a couple trailers and help out. When we do the potatoes, we probably will need to be running at least 2 of these. So those potatoes are going to take a while to harvest if everybody's on. Here we have some spare tractors. We got the New Holland and the Case Puma that we were using to pull the seeders. You can use those for seeding. You can use them for whatever you need to. That's what they're here for. I might put a big tractor in here too. Obviously the harvester with the wheat header and the corn header, and then we have our potato harvester. I'm pretty much positive I'm going to be buying a second one of these with that giant field. If we're going to do potatoes on there all the time, we're going to need a second harvester, because these are just so narrow that it could take like a decade to get that harvested. So last but not least, we pull over to the cedar barn. Here I've got a pair of Burers. That's what you're going to use to plant your corn. Don't forget, before you do that, you need to run those New Hollands that are down at the biogas plant that have the cultivators, because you will not be able to plant corn without cultivation. So you're going to have to run these guys, and you're going to fertilize and cultivate at the same time. So we'll hop back over here. Takes a while to get around now with all of this stuff. Okay. So you got these guys. You're going to have to run those fertilizers, and you can pretty much... Every field is going to need to be fertilized, so you might as well just always run the fertilizers with the cultivators. Though we do have the stock fertilizer down at the end here. I did buy the front tank, so you have the front and rear tanks. Don't forget, if you're trying to fill the front tank and you're having a problem, don't forget to press your select key on or the G key on the keyboard to make sure that the front tank is selected. Then it'll fill up, and then you got to select the rear tank, and then you can fill that one up. For operation, they should seamlessly work. You shouldn't have to switch back and forth once you're operating, but to fill them up, you have to do each one separately. So this is the standard fertilizer. You can use that with these seeders because these two seeders cultivate as they seed. So you don't have to cultivate first. But if you're using the New Holland to cultivate, you can do that. So these are the same tractors. These have 190 horsepower, and they're just enough to pull these seeders. So I ask if you can try to keep these in sets like this because that's really what they're here for. They're meant to be the seeding. So other than that, just keep the stuff clean and put it away when you're done. But the administrators will help with that. If you have a question about where something goes, they can help you. Or what needs to be done on the farm, that's what they're here for. So once again, Summer, Kyle, and Fred are my administrators. And if you have any questions and they're on, they're definitely the people to ask because they will be able to direct you in the right direction. Or if I'm here, obviously, at V-Blue Guitar, I'm here to help you too. So, all right, guys, have a great night. Looking forward to seeing you guys on the farm, and I will be talking to you all soon. Have a great night.